to Marc-Andre Fleury, but there's also a hockey game in this one tonight as the Vegas Golden Knights protecting first place. With more on that, Dave Gosher and Shane Knight.
All right, Darren, thanks very much. Yeah, the most anticipated regular season game this year between the Golden Knights and the Chicago Blackhawks with the emotional return of Marc-Andre Fleury. Shane, the Rangers are here Thursday. Gerard Gallant and Ryan Reeves are back in the house, and the Golden Knights put up one of their most convincing wins of the year.
Yeah, certainly there's a lot to this game with the return of Fleury, who helped grow the sport of hockey. So important to the organization. But Pete DeBoer felt his team one of their most complete performances of the year against the Rangers and want to take care of business tonight.
The Golden Knights, when they're at their best, they play fast, and they were on the attack all night long against the Rangers.
Well, it's one of the identities that was built in from day one of this team, and this is a great example. Off the rush, support away from the puck. They move into positions to be open. A pass, 4 guys touch the puck, attack, a little cross drop, confusion in the defense, and a great shot as Patrick sets up Howden for the goal. The other goal, really good, shows their counterattack off a turnover. People getting to spots, the far side of the ice. They change the turnovers there. Kolesar is going to pull up. He takes the feed from Hutton. Nice little bank pass. And then underneath with speed, Janmark comes in support. And then a great little move under the stick to put it home as Matthias Janmark's been one of the hottest Golden Knights. 5 goals in his last 5 games after just 2 in his first 27.
And one other Golden Knight, he's been consistent all year long. The play of Jonathan Marchessault, Shane. He hadn't scored in his previous 6 games at home. That changed the other night against the Rangers.
Well, it certainly did. You can see right there his 4th multi-goal game this season, his 15th as a Golden Knight, and he has 19 in his career. But Jonathan Marchessault off to a great start this season, 18 goals, on pace for what could be a career high 43 this season, but he's just had a ton of consistency to his game. Big power play goal against the Rangers, added it with 1 later. First time in his career he's had 2 goals on just 2 shots in a game.
So Chicago Blackhawks in town, and Marc-Andre Fleury returns to the Fortress. After the trade was made, Shane, Kelly McCrimmon said Fleury was the most popular player he has ever seen in sports, and he's back at the Fortress to take on his old team tonight.
And I think we're going to witness that tonight, how special he was to fans, to this fan base, important to this organization. And you look at Marc-Andre Fleury going to the Chicago Blackhawks, had a tough start to the season, got better, had a great run. Then he went in COVID protocol. He's come back out of COVID protocol, played 2 games, given up 9 goals a game. But the one thing we know about Fleury, he's a humble, great person, but he is also the ultimate competitor, and I expect him to be up for this game, which has probably been circled for a long time.
The Golden Knights and the Blackhawks on a Saturday night at the Fortress. The VGK 3-1-1 in the homestand so far. Marc-Andre Fleury and company trying to snap a 6-game losing skid. Ashley has more when we come back.
Time this season, and all eyes on T-Mobile Arena as this one has been circled on the calendar for quite some time, because although change is part of the business, there will always be a special place in the heart of this community for each of the original Misfits, especially Marc-Andre Fleury, who returns tonight, claimed by the Golden Knights during the 2017 expansion draft. And how about those 4 seasons that followed? 117 wins, 241 goals against, his 23 shutouts in that time lead the National Hockey League, and he represented well, a 3-time All-Star, a 2020-2021 Vezina Trophy winner, and there is nothing but respect from the Golden Knights. Jonathan Marchessault giving him credit for building this city as a sports city, but of course they were also having fun. Marchie said he hopes to score on him tonight. Flowers' response to that, little guy but a big mouth, so they'll be going at it tonight for sure. But before we get to it, it's time for Vegas to say thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Arnell Johnson. Now please direct your attention to Nitron for a special video presentation.
From the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Vegas Golden Knights select goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury.
Walking in, shot, save, Fleury! What a moment at T-Mobile Arena. No one with the Golden Knights meant more to this city and its fans in the first 4 years than that man, Marc-Andre Fleury. And he returns to the Fortress tonight in front of a packed house on this Saturday as the Blackhawks and the Golden Knights are ready to meet. We'll take a look at our starting goaltenders. They're brought to you by Adam Kuttner. Robin Lehner riding a personal 6-game winning streak in net for the VGK, and Marc-Andre Fleury at the other end turned 37 in late November. 8-4-2 in his last 14 decisions. Underway at the Fortress tonight, and Brayden McNabb will send it in. These teams have not met since the Golden Knights knocked out the Hawks in the playoffs in the bubble in 2020. The Golden Knights winning that series 4-1. Here's Keegan Colasar, and an offside on the Golden Knights will stop play.
Well, let's take a look at our keys of the game, brought to you by your Desert Ford dealers. Golden Knights looking to take care of business. A lot of emotion in this game. I'm sure both sides, especially Marc-Andre Fleury, happy the puck has dropped, the game is underway. Something Golden Knights did so well against the Rangers. Play with pace, that speed to their game on the attack, able to create turnovers, able to score 4 goals on the rush. Want a lot of that speed back in their game against Chicago.
Neutral zone face-off, and the Golden Knights control it. And Alex Pietrangelo sends it in. The Golden Knights with the same lineup tonight that they had in the win over the Rangers on Thursday. Evgeny Dadonov trying to move it into the corner. And now Mark Stone to Brayden McNabb looking. Wrist shot blocked. And Seth Jones will come away with it for Chicago. The Hawks coming off a 6-4 loss in Arizona in their last game. Quickly up ahead, it's Evgeny Dadonov. Tried to slide it through to Chandler Stevenson, but it got blocked. Patrick Kane intercepts the pass, and the Hawks are on the move. Kane through center to Dylan Strome with Dominic Kubalik on the rush, but Pietrangelo regains possession.
Oh, real good stick by Brayden McNabb defensively. Took the puck away from Stone, who was trying to return it to Kane.
William Karlsson deflects it in. The Golden Knights had a goal from each member of a line in the win over the Rangers. A misfit line out there right now. Shea Theodore over the wrist shot. That's blocked high in the air. Connor Murphy taps it into the corner. Alex DeBrincat will start it out. Tied for 3rd in the league in goals with 21. Now Jonathan Toews wristing it towards the net. That got tipped high in the crease. On the deflection in front. And now back the other way. It's sent in deep, and Ian Mitchell to get it. First game of the Hawks in a month, up from their AHL affiliate in Rockford, Illinois. Brett Connolly on this line with DeBrincat and Toews. DeBrincat a wrist shot, save made by Leonard. Brett Connolly back up from the AHL as well. This is 3rd game of the season with the Hawks. And now Mitchell behind his own net. Nolan Patrick picks his pocket. And to play it to himself off the end boards. And now able to run it out is Riley Stillman. Right back comes Matthias. Checking out Will Carrier. He got broken up in the slot. Coughlin will wrist it in deep. The Hawks went with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen the other night. And a couple of players last minute hit COVID protocol in Arizona. Dylan Coughlin to the red line. Winds it in around the glass. 2.5 minutes into the game. Henrik Borgstrom will dig it free, and now Seth Jones. Colasar, Seth Jones able to move it away, and Borgstrom will reload.
The Knights still looking for their first shot of this game.
And Jones will move it out. His younger brother, Caleb, a healthy scratch tonight for Chicago. Seth Jones came over that big trade with Columbus in the offseason. Jones will return to Columbus for the first time next Tuesday. Janmark trying to blow by him. Rolls up. And he'll feed it in behind the net. Nick Waugh spins up the boards, and he'll rotate it to the corner. Jake McCabe able to work it loose. Now Waugh off to Janmark. 5 goals in his last 5 games. Throws it down the middle, picked off by Jones, and he'll backhand it up. Janmark right back up ahead to Nick Waugh, roaring into the offensive end. Stops in the corner, looking for some help. He'll dish it to Shea Theodore. Jack Whitecloud a wrist shot, tipped high off the back glass by Janmark. Janmark's pass in front, taken away by Kirby Dach. And Dach will hit the red line and backhand it in. Stevenson sweeps it around for Theodore. Shea in game number 299 as a member of the Golden Knights. Stevenson racing in. He'll feed it out in front. And that was tipped away by Entwistle. Now a drive from the line from Theodore, deflected wide. Entwistle golfs it out. Kirby Dach up ice. Had a goal in Chicago's last game. He'll pull up. Cycle it down towards Kurashev. Entwistle to Kurashev. Walks right out in front and put it through the crease. Calvin DeHaan to Connor Murphy. Shovels to the corner. And Mackenzie Entwistle has it. Tied the game for Chicago against the Coyotes the other night. Got it to 2-2. Hawks fell behind eventually 5-2. Made it 5-4, but eventually fell short. 6-4 to Arizona. And the Hawks with control. Taves lost his balance and the puck to Marchessault. Marchessault feeds it off to Smith. Carlson had it tapped away, trying to feed it to Marchessault. And now back through center is Brett Connolly. Alex Pietrangelo back to get it. Golden Knights all time have won 8 of 9 against the Hawks. Chicago's lone win here came over 2 years ago. Marchessault into the offensive end to Carlson on a save flurry. William Carlson let it rip on his 29th birthday, had a good chance.
Well, on a great rush up the ice. Pietrangelo is going to join the rush. Little give and go with Marchessault between the blue lines, and then Marchessault finds the trailer. Carlson, who puts it right into the pads of Fleury. Well, best chance to take a look at the Toyota Instant Replay for the Golden Knights so far in this game.
Now face off on the offensive end for Vegas. Birthday wishes to William Carlson, and happy birthday to Manny Bieberos. Anderson head coach, away from the team right now, undergoing some treatment for cancer, but we send Manny our best. 29 candles on the cake for William Carlson today. Ben Hutton with a wrist shot, score! Through traffic! Ben Hutton, his first for the Golden Knights. It's 1-0.
Well, it starts with a face-off win. Brett Howden, who was excellent last game, winning 9 of 12 draws against the Rangers. Patrick wins this one. He gets it back. Carrier's driving the net, and that just goes upstairs past Fleury. Said that's the advantage. They'll have 2 centermen on this line with Howden and Patrick rotate, and Ben Hutton's first of the year gives the Golden Knights the 1-0 lead.
First goal for Ben Hutton with the Golden Knights. His first overall in 37 games. Coming off the clean face-off win. The Golden Knights have won the face-off battle 3 games in a row for the first time this year. And off that win, Hutton snaps it home. And Vegas on the board first. Brian Carpenter plays it off the back of the net, looking to stay with it. Now Jujhar Khaira, leaned on by Brett Howden. And Hutton will work it loose. And Dylan Coghlan around the boards. Will Carrier able to force it out. This line had a strong game for Vegas the other night. Howden, Patrick, and Carrier. Into the zone comes Dylan Strome. Spins to the boards. Lays it off to Patrick Kane. He'll move it in the slot, but that didn't click with Dominik Kubalik, who was cutting in.
Well, the coaching staff really felt that bottom 6 kind of set the tone for the Golden Knights in that Rangers game. Felt they got the pace going in the second when they took over.
Now Kane roaring in, drops it back. Jones with a drive, and he ripped it over the net. And that went over the glass and out of play. So 6.5 minutes gone here in the opening period. Ben Hutton has the Golden Knights on the board first. One nothing lead for the Golden Knights. Ben Hutton, his first in a VGK uniform. We'll take a look at our reliable coverage tonight, brought to you by CarShield. Now the Golden Knights, they pride themselves on their 5-on-5 game, and that was evident in the win over the Rangers. Well,
they utilized the 4 lines very evenly last game. They're able to play. We talked about the bottom 6, how impactful they were, and you can tell by the ice time. Some of that, certainly plays to the situation in the game. They had a lead. There wasn't as many special teams, but a lot of that is just a play. They had a complete effort up and down the lineup.
Off this draw, Jones feeding it towards the net. Save made, Leonard. Rebound and a save again. Kubalik had the follow-up chance. I think it was McCabe coming in for the point. 6, not 8. Kane will run it in. Now here's Strome. And Pietrangelo gets it back. Loose puck to Kane. And Jones will move it down for Strome. Patrick Kane walks it out high, looking, wrist shot, deflected away. And now Kubalik into the corner. Up the boards for Jones. He'll zip it across the line to McCabe. Kane out top. Wrist shot sails over the crossbar. Strome and Pietrangelo trying to dig it free. Kubalik reaches in to play it. Spins it out in front. Strome's pass went behind everybody. Jones pinching in. Hawks with a little bit of sustained pressure, but now Dadonov lifts it out. And McCabe back on it for the Hawks. Hawks had their worst start ever to a season. Lost their first 9 games of the year. Lost 11 of their first 12. And a tumultuous season for them on and off the ice. Marches on a Carlson, a little dangle off to Smith, and he missed the net. What a setup by Carlson to Riley Smith.
A little bit between the legs to himself, and then it set up Riley Smith. Had to settle that puck.
Now Carlson will start it out through center ice. Marchessault gains the line, pulls up, feeds it Smith again, and a poke check away by DeHaan. Doc on their counterattack for Chicago. He'll send it in deep. Marchessault back to get it. And now Shea Theodore. There's Carlson to the red line, lead pass. Smith the first one in deep. Riley coming in tonight, 1 goal in his last 15. Stillman moves it, Connolly has it. And now Taves. Returning to the game this year, Jonathan Taves, after missing all of last season with chronic immune response syndrome. Basically his body fell apart on him. Here's Connolly with a wrist shot off the outside of the near post. And Carrier looking to move it out. DeBrincat blocks the first attempt, but now it's to center ice. Pietrangelo racing down the wing. And Taves will regroup. DeBrincat sends it across. Brett Connolly feeds it out high. Deflects to neutral ice for Seth Jones. A lot of people thought the Hawks were going to have a good season, Shane. In addition to Seth Jones, Marc-Andre Fleury, among others, but
there's not enough depth in that lineup. You know, they got Jonathan Taves back. Took him a while to get going this season. And even Patrick Kane, still extremely dangerous player, but kind of a slow start for him. And
Colasar up ice for the end mark, and McCabe with a big hit. Leveled Colasar. Waugh digs it out in the corner. McCabe with the body on him. Now Colasar trying to work it loose. Taken away by Kara. McCabe rink wide to Kara. And he'll send it in. Recently missed 5 games due to a concussion, did Jujhar Kara. He was in that run of big hits from Jacob Trouba of the Rangers. Returning recently to the lineup. Dadonov pulled down by Murphy. Stevenson has it. Theodore's open. Head shot and a glove save by Fleury. Shea Theodore trying to go low on the glove side, but Fleury able to snare it. And McCabe with a big hit on Colasar. Is the interim head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. We mentioned it's been a tumultuous season for them. Of course, the sexual assault allegations from Kyle Beach with a lawsuit filed. Stan Bowman resigning in the wake of that. Jeremy Colleton was fired after the team got off to that 11 losses in their first 12. And it turned it around a little bit since then, Shane, but a long way to go in trying to end a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, certainly a lot of work still to be done here for not only this team, but the organization as they move forward.
There's McCabe. He'll feed it around. Kubalik pressured by Stone. Strome through center, scales it in. Shea Theodore back on it. Able to knife his way loose. And he'll make his way to center to Mark Stone. Mark Stone, 3 goals in his last 2 games. Returning to the lineup Thursday after missing 4 with an upper body injury. So 3 goals in 2 games in about 21.5 minutes of total ice time for the Golden Knights captain. McNabb across to Jones. He'll feed it in the middle. And now here's Doc. Kane behind the net. Pass got blocked up the wall. Jones pinching down on Dadonov. And Theodore moves it around for Zach Whitecloud. Now Chandler Stevenson, and I see the boost in his game with the return of Mark Stone the other night. His best game in a little bit. He pulled even with 36 points on the season, equaling his career high last year for Stevenson. Carlson works it free. Petrangelo with a wrist shot, blocked to the boards. McNabb swats it on net. Fleury angles it away. Now Smith for Marchessault, shot. And a save, Fleury. He'll squeeze tight with 8:40 to go in the first.
Well, the best chance this line had was a little earlier. Here's that play by Carlson. Look at the pickup up between the legs, off the skate, sets up Riley Smith. There's a look. Great play by Carlson. You see Riley Smith trying to get a better angle, and that shot goes wide. Fleury well out to challenge.
Face off in the Chicago end. Golden Knights' longest home winning streak of the year as they continue on this homestand is 3 games. Fleury holding tight as he's able to squeeze the McNabb shot. That was part of that 5-1 homestand in November. And the Golden Knights trying to continue to put points on the board. Pete DeBoer's talked about it often, Shane. Standings are one thing, they're in a real good spot. They have teams behind them that have a lot of games in hand. Yeah. Golden Knights coming in tonight, 4 points up on Anaheim in the Pacific. 1 up in the West on Nashville. Taves zips it across the slot. And McNabb deep in his own end with a backhand clear. Hawks have not landed a shot in over 5 minutes. Hawks have had a difficult time this year keeping the puck out of their own net. 26th in goals against. They've allowed at least 4 goals in a game 19 times. Taves swings in deep. Now DeBrincat looking, trying to center it, and that's deflected wide. Good chance for Ryan Carpenter. Now in Twistle to Stillman. McNabb blocks it. Taves gulped it on net, and Leonard got a piece of it. Couple of pretty good chances for Chicago. And now back through center, carrying. They got stopped a bit by Stillman. They got a piece of him inside the blue line. The Hawks have been outscored 21-9 in 4 games since the holiday break. Howden and Kara in the corner. Howden centers, Carpenter intercepts. Pressured by Janmark. Mitchell moves it out to neutral ice. And now Riley Stillman. Rather Corey, a 2-time Cup winner. 2004 with Tampa, then in 06 with Carolina. And the puck deflected high and out of play. 7:04 to go now in the opening period.
Oh, good chance for the Blackhawks. His little centering feed is going to bounce around to Taves off of the side. I sure it got through to Leonard or Braden McNabb, who done a good job blocking shots this year. Got a stick on it and helped deflect that play wide. Jonathan Taves sitting on 4 goals, 15 points this year through 34 games.
And Taves, who had a slow start to the season, didn't score in his first 25 games, returning to the Hawks lineup. Be a high stick of the puck here. Nobody wants to touch it. They'll just blow the play dead and put the draw in the Chicago end of the rink. We'll take a look at tonight's Coors Light beating the pressure. Said the Golden Knights have had a lot of success over the Chicago franchise overall, winning 8 of 9. They scored 8 goals in Chicago, Shane, back a long time ago now, November of 2018. Still the most the Golden Knights have ever scored in a game.
Oh, your memory's good. You should be able to recall that.
I do. I do remember that. 8 that night, and a blowout of the Hawks, and they've had their way with Chicago. We mentioned the 8 of 9 wins overall and 4 games to 1 in the playoffs in the bubble. Didn't see the Hawks last year, of course, with the realignment of the league for the 56-game schedule. Kubalik sends it in high and deep. Now Theodore back to get it. Pressured by Kane. Theodore jams it around the white cloud. Here is Stone. He'll flip it out to neutral ice. DeHaan gloving it. And now Chandler Stevenson winds it back up. Evgeny Dodonov to Mark Stone. Shifting into the offensive end. And Twistle back on it. Lead pass towards Doc. Hutton, who has the only goal of the game, winds it in. All the way around it goes. Marchessault just hopping on, keeps it in. Slams the brakes on. Looking, wrist shot, blocked. And Philip Kurvishev back the other way for Chicago. Backhands it to the corner. Hutton and Entwistle in deep. Kurashev plays it around, but Jones will have to regroup in neutral ice. Seth Jones traded to Chicago after 6 years in Columbus. Spent 3 years in Nashville.
He signed 8 years, $76 million deal.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It starts next year. That extension will kick in. That was one of the reasons for the trade. He kind of made it clear he wanted to test the market and was not going to re-sign with Columbus as an unrestricted free agent. They got ahead of it and moved him before his deal ran out. Jones will feed it. DeBrincat has it now. Knifing his way through. He'll fire it in. Hawks haven't landed a shot now in over 8 minutes. Looking for one here. And McNabb has it in the corner. Patrick. Carpenter there. Puck loose. Fred Howden. Stopped to the blue line, and the Hawks with possession. Ian Mitchell up ahead to Ryan Carpenter. Ryan Carpenter signed that 3-year deal with the Hawks after a good stint with Vegas. And the finale of that 3-year deal this season. Mitchell winds it off the end boards. Stevenson in deep. Kara gets it back. He'll bank it around, and just out of the reach of Mitchell, he'll retreat to neutral ice. Stillman. Where's his dad's old number 61? He'll feed it in off the back glass. Now Kane. Off for Strome. White Cloud looking to move it. Strome for DeHaan, and now Connor Murphy fires it in deep. White Cloud gains possession. He'll scale it out. The Hawks have allowed 41 goals in the first period now. More than any team in the league. They've been outscored 41-20 in the opening frame. At a players-only meeting after their loss in Arizona 2 nights back. Their 6th consecutive setback, and also 11 of the last 13.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of frustration, certainly when you have veteran presence like Kane and Taves that have been there so long. And, you know, those guys came through a big winning culture, 3 Stanley Cups.
Here's Murphy with a steal. Those 2, Kane and Taves, are the only 2 that remain from the dynasty team they had in 2010 and 13 and 15 Stanley Cups. Smith in deep. Now Marchessault trying to dangle free from Entwistle. Had to thread the needle. Jones blocks it. Puck loose. Smith centered it just out of the reach of Marchessault. Kurashev the other way. And Doc sends it to the corner. He'll chip it around the boards. Kirby Doc, 3rd overall pick in 2019. Jack Hughes went number 1. Capo Kakko number 2. And then Doc 3rd to the Hawks. Petrangelo and Doc along the far side. And now Seth Jones at the controls. Coming up on 2.5 to go in the opening period. Dadonov with a steal, roaring in. Feeds it back to the front, and it's turned away down low. Stevenson had the chance. Dadonov passed that back on the short side of the net. Taves to the blue line, swings it down the wall. Connolly trying to spin away from Hutton. Pass across out of the reach of DeHaan.
I like the play by Dadonov, a little chip, and then he waited for Stone to get onside before starting that rush.
Shea Theodore inside his own end for Zach Whitecloud. Zach Whitecloud back-to-back games with 4 shots on goal for the first time in his career. Stevenson puts it out net. Fleury takes care of it. Janmark swings it around for Stevenson. And a knife his way free. He'll play it. Janmark passes it towards Colasar. Matthias Janmark again. Holding. The goal against the Rangers the other night is his only shot of the game. 5 goals in his last 5 overall on his best run of the season.
Also playing against his former team as he came over from Chicago to Vegas.
And Kubalik, McNabb with an eye on him, and Leonard will cover. So getting late in the opening period of the Fortress tonight. It's 1-0 Vegas.
What has stood out to Pete DeBoer is what he was doing before he was producing offensively. After that bout with COVID, he said he showed a ton of character. He had long-haul COVID symptoms and was really struggling with it. We were in a tough spot injury-wise, basically decimated at that point. He showed up every night and gave us what he could in order to help us get through that stretch, and it was invaluable. Pete DeBoer went on to say whether it was 5 minutes a game or 15 minutes a game, just having that veteran presence is what helped the team get through that stretch. So a good reminder that there's a lot more to it than what shows up on the score sheet, guys.
Yeah, Ashley, he's been through quite a bit already this year. Matthias Janmark playing his best hockey of the season. And there were days he was better off not practicing, try to regain some energy. And whatever he could give them during games when they just had so many key people out earlier this season.
Oh, and you think about it, you know, his biggest asset is his speed, his ability to get up the ice, to create the forecheck and work ethic. And, you know, credit to him, he did what he could, but just didn't have the same jump earlier in the year battling those symptoms.
And he tried to get himself the best shape he could coming off COVID. Really been an uphill race for him, but able to come through it and give the Golden Knights a real good jolt here recently. Hawks on the move. McCabe along with Kane and DeBrincat. DeBrincat looks to center it. Carlson tips it away. Murphy keeps it alive. And behind the net, the puck eludes Taves. And now back on the far side boards is Carlson for Shea Theodore. In the dying seconds of the period, Theodore content to flip it in deep. Fleury moving it off to Murphy, up the boards, and that's it. Period one in the books. Shots are 9-4 for Vegas, and Ben Hutton with his first with the Golden Knights has the only goal so far.
Well, that's some good speed after the return of Fleury. The Golden Knights able to strike first. Ben Hutton's first as the Golden Knights has them up 1-0. And for Vegas looking to build and get better here, the seconds have been a real strong period for them. We'll see if that's still the case here as they get set for period number 2.
Yeah, the Golden Knights outshot the Hawks 6-1 over the final 13-24 of the period. 4 shots allowed by Vegas here in the opening frame ties the lowest first period this season for the Golden Knights. They lead it 1-0 after one. Well, Darren's got a whole cast of characters standing by with him in the first intermission. Here he is.
Won't even have time to talk myself in this intermission. Vegas has been able to do it all week, seamlessly flipping the switch after a tribute to executing its game plan. Coming up in the first intermission, Derek Englund and Darren Elliott on Vegas grabbing control of the game against the Hawks, and Ashley Weiss with Ben Hutton adding to it a big number of different people who have scored for Vegas this year.
Your home, your way. And by Universal Solar Direct. Pay less for your electric. On the Saturday night on the Strip for the Golden Knights inside T-Mobile Arena. Lead the Blackhawks 1-0 after one. Ben Hutton with his first as a member of the Golden Knights. Shane, in our open, we highlighted the Golden Knights at their best. They attack with speed. Did you see more of that in the first period tonight?
I think we saw glimpses of it. I think there's more to come, but when they do, they can execute so many things. They're able to be, they're hard to stop when they can attack, especially through the blue lines, when they can come with that speed. And it all starts by turning pucks over. Their quick transition, the ability to come up. Dodonov just trying to get that pass through. That gets through Stevenson with good support. And this was a great breakout as they come up the ice. Talked about it in the opening about being an option without the puck. Chandler Stevenson coming underneath, and it's support away from the puck, something they've really stressed here with the Golden Knights. It leads to speed on the attack. Defenseman activating. Pietrangelo set up the chance there for William Karlsson in the slot. The Golden Knights out shooting the Blackhawks 9-5 in that first period.
Here's a look at Jonathan Marchessault, Shane, and he was asked a lot about Marc-Andre Fleury yesterday, and said he built sports in this city. He's the one that made us successful. And he said yesterday he was getting goosebumps thinking about the return of Marc-Andre Fleury. You could see the emotion on the face of Jonathan Marchessault when they showed the video tribute to his former teammate tonight.
Well, certainly, definite emotion from him. They're very close friends. You think of the two guys, how many practices we watched, and Jonathan Marchessault is not afraid to talk. And him and Fleury always had some good friendly battles going back and forth. And Fleury stopped him, he scored on him. So, yeah, close friends now playing each other. An emotional moment for Marchessault to see his good friend and former teammate.
They would chirp each other in 2 languages.
Yeah, exactly. or in one combined.
That's right. Fringlish. Second period underway. Team starting it out at 5-on-5. Didn't have any penalties in the first period. They added a shot to the Hawks after the period was over, so the shots are 9-5 for Vegas after one. Stevenson feeds it back to Pietrangelo at the line. His wrist shot deflected wide. And Twissel trying to move it out. And Doc will skate it out with Kurashev on the move. Kirby Doc backhands it in. McNabb will short feed to Pietrangelo. Up ahead to Stone, shovels it to the Chicago end. DeHaan tripped over the puck, it appeared. And now Kane moves it around. Here's Murphy up the boards and out. Shea Theodore with possession. Riley Smith rolling into the Hawks end for Marchessault. Whitecloud gloved the puck down low, and a whistle and a hand pass, kind of bumped it with his glove, and a hand pass on Vegas.
Well, there's a look at Jonathan Marchessault. 2 goals last game against the Rangers. And he's had 19 career multi-point goal games, and that was the first one he's done it. 2 goals with just 2 shots.
Already equaled his goal total from last year with those 18. Closing in on 20 for the 5th time in his career and 4th time with Vegas. The only time he didn't hit 20 with Vegas was that shortened season a year ago. Strome down the wall. He'll play it around, and Matthias Janmark picks it back up. Colasar in on the forecheck with Jones. And now Kane picks it up. Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews each in season number 15 with Chicago. And each will have 1 year left after this year in those identical 8-year deals they signed with the Hawks a lot of years ago. Puck picked off by Colasar. He'll break with Janmark. Anwar. Colasar shot, and he put it over the net. Tried to go high on the glove side of Fleury. Now the puck around the wall. Kane, little redirect. And it's banked out of the zone by Mitchell. Coming to Kubalik. And Mitchell up ahead of Kubalik. He deflects it in deep. Coming to Kubalik a couple of years ago. Led all rookies at 30 in his rookie campaign with Chicago in the 19-20 season. First one in, Howden. Put it across the low slot. And now back to neutral ice. Connolly sends it in. Will Carrier just got a note from the Golden Knights. Upper body injury, will not return tonight. Hence, you see some double shifting here from Jonathan Marchessault on the line with Howden and Patrick. Murphy feeds it up the wall. That didn't click with Connolly, so that's an icing on Chicago. 1-0 Vegas in the second. Said for the Chicago Blackhawks, Shane, that 2 of the, I guess maybe the 4 cornerstones from those 3 straight cups. You think of this duo along with Keith and Seabrook on defense, but Kane and Toews, the only 2 remaining now.
Yeah, you think of original 6 franchise and the history they all have, and these 2 guys will go down as 2 of the greatest to ever put on a Chicago Blackhawks uniform, and they're both leading them to 3 Stanley Cups. Each have picked up a Conn Smythe.
And they both signed 8-year, $84 million deals. They'll have 1 year to go on them after this season. Here's Mark Stone looking, centers it. Dodonov shot of the save, Fleury. Nice feed from Stone to Dodonov. Now Stone lets it fly. It's a bit of a knuckle puck that Fleury got a glove on. Stone rolls back up top. He'll funnel it down a little further. Mark Stone, 24 points in 20 games played this year. Dodonov looking to center it. Stone tracks it down. Short feed to Hutton. Back to Stone on the wing. Pass to Stevenson, went off his glove, and that allowed Connolly to shovel it out. Coughlin for Stevenson. The Golden Knights at 3-1-1 on the homestand. Well, 2-1-1, trying to get to 3-1-1 tonight. Stevenson behind his own net for Coughlin. After tonight, they don't play till next Tuesday here against the Toronto Maple Leafs. A little time to get ready for that one. Jones around the boards. And that's going to be it until the following week. Of course, Golden Knights have the 2 games postponed. Edmonton and Calgary is supposed to be next weekend in Canada. Marchessault on the move with Smith and Whitecloud. Marchessault with a wrist shot. Turned away by Fleury. The rebound from Whitecloud. Turned away too. Theodore Now Marchessault holding. Feeds it on net. Fleury got a pad on it. And Carpenter moves it out. Up ahead to Kara with McCabe joining the rush. Kara with a shot and he scores! Jujhar Kara on the odd man rush. And the Hawks have tied it.
After a couple of great chances for the Golden Knights, the Blackhawks on a turnover, an odd man rush the other way. There's the chance the puck's going to come out, and it just gets over the stick of Zach Whitecloud. And Kara behind picks it up. Quick 2-on-1. And he beats Leonard under the blocker. As Kara will pick up his third of the season, and Chicago ties this game up at 1.
Now Jujhar Kara, stick side on Leonard. They took that big hit early, about a month ago actually, from Jacob Trouba, the Rangers. Missed 5 games with a concussion, then had the holiday break. Return the first of the new year, and has the goal for Chicago. Here's Strome. Shots are 15-6 for the Golden Knights. And the Hawks on their first shot of this second period have tied it. Here's Borgstrom with a wrist shot and a glove save. Leonard. He'll hold it, as Henrik Borgstrom had a pretty good chance.
Well, it's another turnover. This puck comes around, and Nick Waugh trying to handle it. It gets turned over, and Bjorkstrand just picks it up, goes in, a little shot to the goal, and Leonard able to make the glove save. Good for Vegas. Talked about it in controlling most of this play, but a couple of mistakes. One's led to the back of the net. That one led to a chance.
There hasn't been a lot of quality chances for the Hawks. Borgstrom had a pretty good chance there. And he will take this face-off against Stevenson. Kane reaching in to play it. Theodore comes away with it. Now Dadonov for Stone. Plays it up the wing. Dadonov into Chicago territory. Shovels it to the inboards. And Jake McCabe. And a 4-year deal with the Hawks as a free agent in the offseason after the last 6 years in Buffalo. And Jones moves it up ahead for Kane. Patrick Kane closing in on Bobby Hull, not too far away from the great Bobby Hull, second all-time in Hawks scoring history. Of course, everyone trailing Stan Mikita. Patrick lost his stick, tripped up a bit in the corner. Now DeHaan will move it up ahead. Kubalik backhands it in. Nearly 6 minutes played in the second. Petrangelo's bank pass doesn't click with Patrick. Now Murphy wires it in from the red line.
You see people right now rotating wingers with this line of Howden and Patrick. Marchessault earlier, now Riley Smith.
And it's Smith to Petrangelo. He'll pull up and rotate it down to Smith in front to Patrick, and he couldn't handle the pass. Wide open to the bottom of the slot. Smith gets it back, trying to feed Patrick again. Had it poked away by Kubalik. And now DeBrincat looking to break. DeBrincat down the wing towards the net. And Leonard with a big save on the Hawks' top goal scorer.
A huge save there by Leonard. DeBrincat, that little move under the stick.
Matthias Janmark dashing in the wide. A save flurry. And the rebound from Kolasar blocked. And Doc will break back the other way for Chicago. And shovel it around the boards. Kurashev keeps it moving. Jones pinching in. His shot blocked away to the near side. Stillman lets it rip, and Kolasar got a piece of that one. Hutton to Kolasar, and the puck to neutralize Tawa. Dashing into the Hawks end. Little stutter step move on Jones. Drags it in around the net. He'll feed it to Janmark. And across to Hutton with a wrist shot on the blocker save for Marc-Andre Fleury. Janmark with a body on Jones. And Doc tips it in. Here's Hutton. Indirect up the boards for Carlson. Janmark trying to find it. Carlson on the wing, looks to fend off Borgstrom. Kane will dig it out of there. And now McCabe up the glass to neutral ice. Strome breaking. 3-on-3 they come. Kane looking. His shot blocked away by Whitecloud. Patrick Kane and held without a goal in 11 straight. This will be an icing on Vegas with just over 8 minutes gone in the period.
Well, Nolan Patrick, a great opportunity right in front, just couldn't handle the pass. As Smith sets him up all alone, it was a 2-on-0 in front. You see the Blackhawks get caught with everybody behind the goal line. There's the play by DeBrincat. Janmark scored on a similar play last game. And then Nick Waugh didn't get much on that, but off the right pad of Fleury.
Now face off in the Vegas end. Golden Knights control it. Shea Theodore with some open ice. Marchessault wires it in. The misfit line with Whitecloud and Theodore out there for Vegas. Smith curling to the corner, trying to feed to the Marchessault. It went through to Theodore. Wrist shot and a glove save by Fleury. 11:38 to go in the second in Vegas tonight in a 1-1 game. Second to Marc-Andre Fleury. Not long ago, maybe fitting Shane, his hometown of Montreal, he would hit the 500 career win mark a month back. And a big ovation from the crowd in Montreal. 3 goaltenders in the history of the game have reached 500 wins. That is a pretty impressive trio.
It really is. And, you know, think back for us how many times we followed this chart as he climbed and he climbed and he climbed over the years. There's a Vegas Golden Knights and continue to put up the wins and able to hit the 500 mark with Chicago, as you said, fittingly against the Montreal Canadiens.
50 shy of Patrick Waugh. Ironic, he grew up idolizing Marty Brodeur and Patrick Waugh. And you wonder, would he play long enough to catch Waugh? 37 years old, turned 37 in late November. Here's Carlson to Smith, shot, but blocked away to the corner. Of course, Marc-Andre Fleury, final year of his contract this season. Gabe winding it in, but he want to continue to play. He can still be effective. Seems like he still enjoys the game as much as ever.
Well, I think he'll have a little more control as a free agent about whether he wants to play, where he wants to go, the situation, if it fits right.
Here's Connolly, shot on and a save made by Leonard. A rebound deflected wide. Carpenter had the chance, but Whitecloud blocked it. Now Murphy. And golfed in deep. Carpenter in a battle with Whitecloud. And Kara, who tied it for Chicago earlier in the period. And Dadonov wins the battle and starts it out. Dadonov into the offensive end. Throws it in front, but out of the reach of Smith. And Kara on the counterattack for Chicago, 3-on-3 with Connolly and Carpenter. Connolly wristing it in deep. And now Stevenson will start the Golden Knights on the move for Ben Hutton leading the charge. Here's Mark Stone. Hill running in around the net. Dylan Coghlan down. A penalty here, I believe, on Vegas. They have possession of the puck, and it will be Evgeny Dadonov to the box. Now this from Knockvy Injury Law.
Vegas number 63.
Focus on the facts when picking a lawyer. Call Knockvy at 702-INJURED.
Now Dadonov right in front of the Chicago net. Stone, he's moving to the front and gets his stick. And it's clearly a trip on Dadonov. As Kurashev went down in the first power play of the game for Chicago.
We have the Hawks on the man advantage. The Golden Knights shorthanded for the first time. Hawks have scored 7 power play goals in their last 7 games. Alex DeBrincat leads them with 9 on the year. That's 3rd most in the league. Kane gains the line. He'll swing it in. The Hawks went 17 minutes and 39 seconds of game time without a shot on net. The longest the Golden Knights have held an opponent without a shot this year. The goal from Kara broke that run to tie the game. 3rd longest in Vegas history, holding a team without a shot on goal. Here's Kane, zips it across for Jones, had to Trying to play that on his backhand, and now the puck deflected over the glass and out of play. So the Hawks tying it earlier in the period. Now a chance on the power play for the first time tonight.
That's an impressive stretch for the Golden Knights to hold Chicago, but that all said, it's still tied up at 1, and Blackhawks on a power play. Vegas trying to get their penalty kill on track. Done a good job. As first time since early December they've killed off penalties in back-to-back games.
We have face-off between Taves and Carlson. Jones down to DeBrincat, and the pass back to Jones, tipped out of the zone. Jones knifing his way through center. Into the Vegas end, charging down the wing. Feeds it back towards Taves and/or Kane. It eluded both, and Kane has to hustle back with Carlson on his tail. Gonna fend him off. He'll pull up and now started back up ice for Chicago. Patrick Kane, 8 points in 9 career games against the Golden Knights, leads all Blackhawks. McNabb trying to protect the puck. A battle in the corner. On a chopping away, and McNabb, the white cloud, up the glass and out.
Real smart play. Brady McNabb is such a smart defender, though. He holds that puck till there's an option, then a little pass between the legs, about a 3-foot pass to White Cloud, allow him to clear the puck.
Strome into the offensive end for Chicago. Now here's Brett Connolly. Swinging around the net. So the NHL veteran Connolly spent most of this season in the American Hockey League with Rockford. Recently recalled. No shots for the Hawks on the power play, which is over now. Dadonov out of the box. Kurashev to Strome, and his shot blocked out of play. Hutton with a good stick. He got in the shooting lane on Dylan Strome.
Eddie Balkin, the high school Connecticut hockey player who passed away due to injuries sustained in a game yesterday. There's been an outpouring of support all around the National Hockey League, including this tweet earlier today from the Vegas Golden Knights. And if you have sticks at your house, put them outside tonight, because hockey is a community and this family needs it more than ever. Feels strange to go back to talking about this game, guys, but I think I speak on behalf of all of us when I say that all of our thoughts are with the family, friends, and teammates of Teddy tonight, guys.
Yeah, for sure, Ashley. That's been said often, Shane. The hockey community is really one big family. And all of our thoughts and prayers with Teddy's family after just a horrendous tragedy in Connecticut. Hutton with a drive, and that's blocked. And Kara starts it out. 1-1 in the second. Kara's wrist shot deflected out of play with 7.5 to go now in the period.
Mark Stone's ability to just slow the game down. Puck's gonna come to him, and patience. Just waits for Patrick to come out, and he's gonna find him able to go with speed, but picks off so many pucks with his takeaways. Usually it's with his stick, that time with his glove hand.
He's creative. He doesn't care how he gets it done, to say the least. Face off in the Vegas zone. Kurashev taking it against Carlson. Petrangelo will zip it up the boards and out. And now Riley Smith gains the line down the wing. They'll feed it out in front to McNabb. Goes off his skate. Now he's centered it. Carlson jamming away. Puck loose down low. And no clear possession yet. Carlson has it now. Off to Petrangelo, who fires and is blocked by Doc. Entwistle clears. And Braden McNabb up ahead to Carlson, tipped away by Jones. Smith swings it up ahead. Marchessault into the offensive end. And it dances his way to the net. Forced in deep by McCabe. And the Hawks will push to center. Doc. And moving into the offensive zone. Broken up. Combination of White Cloud and Carlson. The puck to neutralize to Colasar. Now Petrangelo wires it in from the red line. 6.5 to go in the middle period. Janmark bumped by DeHaan. Entwistle digs it out. And it tripped over the back of the net, but hits Doc, and now DeHaan up ice for Chicago. He'll move it in. White Cloud to Janmark. Turned it over. Kane looking to break. And good work by Janmark to bail himself out.
Well, it's the best response to have. Going to turn the puck over, work to get back, and get it. He takes it away from Kane.
On hustling back ahead of Nick Waugh. Ben Hutton with a goal for Vegas in the first. Jujar Kara for Chicago in the second. Strome pulls up, trying to feed to the Taves. He'll wind it in deep. Taken away by White Cloud. Puck deflects up the wall. Stillman out top. Wrist shot deflected, score! Riley Stillman let it fly. That changed directions on the way to the net. And the Hawks have grabbed the lead as Stillman let it go from out top. If he gets it, it'll be his first of the year.
Oh, it's changed directions out front. There's the turnovers. Patrick can't handle the puck. It comes out to the blue line, and it goes off Howden and changes direction. I'm not sure if Jonathan Taves got another touch in front. Doesn't look like it. That puck goes off Brett Howden's inside of his left knee. It's heading glove side and changes as it beats Leonard off the post to the blocker and in.
And that will be Riley Stillman's goal. We mentioned the Hawks the other night had to go with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Riley Stillman started the game playing up on wing the other night and spent most of it on defense. He has the go-ahead goal here, his first of the season. At 14:21 of the second. Off of Brett Howden and in. And now here's Taves with a wrist shot and a big save, Leonard. Jonathan Taves looking to extend the Hawks' lead. Kubalik trying to move it in front. Jones will play it to the corner. Now Taves curls back up top, zips it across to Brinkett, centered it. Kubalik couldn't get a handle on it down low.
That was a wide open net, just couldn't get it. But Chicago said the shots may be 21-12, but Golden Knights really haven't been able to get to their game. They haven't had a real good grade A opportunity.
Here's Connolly in the corner. Playing it out to Murphy, a long wrist shot. Blocked away in front. DeHaan sends it across. Connolly carries it to the corner, put it on net from a sharp angle. Look like that. And Leonard and deflected out of play. So the Hawks, with a goal by Riley Stillman, have the lead for the first time tonight. Of your new windows and by CarShield. CarShield, cars go farther. From the Fortress tonight, the Golden Knights down 2-1. Said the Hawks, they've trailed a lot this year. Only Arizona's had the lead less than Chicago this season. They've had a lot of goals allowed this season, but they have the go-ahead goal right now from Stillman.
I think the Golden Knights are so happy with figuring one of their most complete games against the Rangers, but really haven't had that same sustained pressure against Chicago.
Yeah, scoring chances have been sporadic for Vegas. High stick of the puck. And a whistle. And face-off will be moved outside the Vegas line. Yeah, the Golden Knights felt, you said, Shane, coming off one of their best games of the season against the Rangers, especially from the Mark Stone goal on forward the other night. They really would kind of overwhelm the Rangers with their team speed, but they've had a hard time, at least so far, replicating that in this game.
They have. They haven't really gotten to that. And yeah, they lose Will Carey, down a guy, so down a forward up front, but still, I think, part of that success last game was they're able to come in waves. 4 lines rolling, great forecheck, speed.
Jones rips it in. And now Stone will start it out. To Dodonov with Stevenson on the move. Dodonov trying to center it. Jones blocks it, shoves down Dodonov. And the Hawks will start it back out. Borgstrom coming through center with Strome and Jones. Return pass got blocked. And Marchessault a couple of steps up ice. Now Theodore sends it in. Back comes McCabe. Across to Kane. He'll settle it. Throw it in, and the Hawks get over the boards on a change. William Karlsson skates it out. Alex Pietrangelo into the Hawks' end. Squeezed off by DeHaan. Murphy back to get it. Swings it up the boards to Jonathan Taves. Pietrangelo on him. And Murphy able to feed it by Pietrangelo. Taves into the Vegas zone. Kubalik lets it rip, and that missed the net. Out to Brinket. Murphy out high. Kubalik lets it fly, and he missed it again. Kahana wrist shot. Able to enter through traffic, and he will freeze it. 2:45 to go in the period, and now this from Knockfee Injury Law.
Focus on the facts when picking a lawyer. Call Knockfee at 702-INJURED.
Well, that last goal by Stillman has really kind of given the Chicago Blackhawks the momentum shift. They're starting to take the play to Vegas here through this back half of the second period. I said when you're a team like that looking for anything to turn things around, you feed off some positivity.
Blackhawks have landed the last 5 shots of the game. Trying to end a 6-game losing streak tonight, the longest current skid in the NHL. Their second longest of the year, so they opened the season losing their first 9. Didn't have their first win until the first day of November. Watt in the offensive end. Now Coughlin, he ripped it wide. First shot from Hutton. That's deflected and up into the protective netting for a whistle. As the Golden Knights try to sustain something offensively.
Now Coughlin, a glorious opportunity, stepping into that one-timer right at the top of the circles, but it's wide off the mark. And Waugh had that deflection up into the netting off the Hutton shot.
And the only loss for the Golden Knights against Chicago all time, November 13th of 2019. That has been it. Off this draw, the puck back to the Vegas end. Hutton sprinting back. Connolly chasing him down. And now Colasar looking to move it. Kara there, so is Coughlin. And Carpenter. Kara comes away with it. Feeds it out in front. That jumped over the stick of Connolly. He was in good shooting position on the slot. McCabe up ahead. Connolly tips it in, and he'll head off. And the puck loose. Hutton around the wall. Connolly decided to stay as the puck came around the boards. Now the Golden Knights push it. Smith to the red line. He'll flip it in deep. Gahan takes a peek. Puts it off the glass to neutral ice. Whitecloud had to wait for Howden to get out of the zone. Under a little bit of pressure now. Theodore up ahead to Howden. And he will swing it across for Whitecloud. Of course, the Golden Knights still without Nick Hague in their lineup. Missing his 5th straight and 6 of 7 tonight with a wrist injury. Alec Martinez remains out. And they lost Will Carey to injury in the opening period. Whitecloud up ahead. Here is Smith. And back on it is Seth Jones. Of course, we know the deal. We know Max Pacioretty. He's out long term, and not like we forgot him, but you kind of know the deal there. Down the middle to Brinket. Now he'll center it like a tip in the air, and Leonard will glove it. He'll hold. Final minute of the second period, so the Golden Knights had a lot of success against the Hawks, the most of any of the original 6 teams, winning 8 of 9 all time, but down a goal so far in this game tonight.
Yeah, they had their struggles with Bruins. They're able to go out there. So the Montreal Canadiens are going to see them soon, and the Leafs. But yeah, Chicago's been the one team they've been able to handle with ease. But down a goal tonight.
As the schedule goes right now, the Golden Knights are scheduled to play the next to last regular season game in Chicago on the 27th of April, wrapping up the season series as part of a 3-game road swing to end the regular year through Dallas, Chicago, and St. Louis. Again, all subject to change with games being postponed throughout the league. DeBrincat trying to fight through Pietrangelo, and a save Leonard. Alex DeBrincat slamming a stick against the glass, and a great chance. Now Murphy rips it wide of the net. Good speed of DeBrincat to get by Pietrangelo. That'll do it for the period. Well, the Hawks, after going up 2-1 in the second, had good chances to extend it.
Well, that's a big save by Leonard here late in the second. So the Golden Knights looking for something to take in, maybe a goal, but no, I think it might be a save if they're trying to turn things around. DeBrincat gets body position around Pietrangelo. That just goes off to catch the stick or the blocker. Goes under the arm of Leonard and wide. As DeBrincat close to giving the Chicago Blackhawks a 2-goal lead. For the Golden Knights, they need to be much better here in the third than they were in the second, where I thought Chicago had the better of them.
6-0 in shots for the Hawks over the final 7:15 of the period. Chicago scoring twice in the middle frame. They're up 2-1 after 40 as we send it back upstairs to Darren.
Leonard's got DeBrincat twice in this game, both in that second period. Vegas not nearly as clean in that middle period, and now they're forced to play catch-up. Coming up in the second intermission, it's the return of Lawless in Order. VGK insider Gary Lawless has news on the schedule, and Darren Elliott and Derek Englund on a 2-1 Hawks lead. You're watching AT&T Sportsnet.
Those are your woo moments of the night. Brought to you by Finley Chevrolet. Third period at T-Mobile Arena. Chicago Blackhawks scoring both goals in the second. And they lead the Golden Knights by a score of 2-1 as we hit the third period, Shane. The Hawks take the lead into the third for only the 9th time all season for the Golden Knights. They've had a hard time gaining any traction in this game.
Yeah, they really haven't been clean at all in any of their execution in that second period, and Chicago Blackhawks were able to take advantage of it. They said this is a team that's fragile, but they're looking for momentum, and they got it. This puck, Whitecloud can't get it, bounces over. Kara puts it past, and from then on, Chicago really took over the game. They took that momentum. They're starting to feel good, and it was just more mistakes by Vegas that led to chances by Chicago. A little chip and chase. They were quicker than Vegas, creating some chances. DeBrincat had a couple of great chances. That one and then one late. Turnover in the zone, managing the puck. And the Chicago Blackhawks, just a team that's working a little harder, but good thing for Vegas. Still a period to go. Here's the goal. The gave Chicago the lead. Stillman's shot just kind of goes off Brett Howard on the inside of his left leg, past Robin Leonard. And the Golden Knights, third periods have been good for them. They're going to need another one here to come back down one.
Take a look at our stats through two. Shots are 21-16 in favor of the Golden Knights. And most of the shots for Vegas came in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the second period. Only had 2 shots over the last 11-plus minutes. Jujar Kara with the first goal for Chicago. Then it was Riley Stillman with a go-ahead goal. So we said for just the 9th time in now 35 games this year, the Hawks take a lead into the third period. Janmark up ahead for McNabb. Kolasar down the wing. Stillman bumps him off the play. And behind the net, Janmark. Now Kolasar looking to settle it. Seth Jones has it. Up ahead. Here's Entwistle. Doc trying to play it around for Kurashev. Picked off by Pietrangelo. And DeHaan to neutral ice for the Hawks. Kirby Doc with some room to the red line. And he'll flip it down on Leonard. Whitecloud the other way. Pass out of the reach of Marchessault. Wave the icing though. Carlson the first one up ice. Smith. Now DeBrincat gets it back. Swings it out to neutral ice. Marchessault. Pass did not click with Riley Smith. And the puck out of play early in the third. We'll take a look at our drive to the finish, brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas.
Well, Braden McNabb talking with Ashley said they didn't really get to their forecheck. I think something that's the Golden Knights talk about when they need things. They establish a forecheck, create chances, that pressure that they're able to attack with. They haven't been able to get to. They need that here in this third period.
Drop it here in the Chicago end of the rink. Carlson and Taves on the draw. No clear possession yet. Trickles down to Fleury, and he'll leave it off for Jones. Marc-Andre Fleury in his first season of Chicago. 13 years in Pittsburgh, 4 in Vegas. And Taves with a wraparound chance. Blocked down low, and Marchessault starts it out. DeBrincat gave it away. Here's Smith with a wrist shot, and it's blocked. He got set up by Carlson. And back the other way come the Hawks. DeBrincat Jones and Kane 3-on-3 and offside on Chicago.
Well, another good play by William Karlsson. A lot of plays between the legs. Good effort by Marshall. Gets that puck to Karlsson, little drop pass, and then the shot gets blocked as Riley Smith trying to put that towards the net. And a good block. I think that was Stillman, a defenseman of the Blackhawks, makes a good defensive play.
Stevenson and Strome on this draw. And the Hawks control it. 2-1 lead for Chicago. Robin Lehner and Marc-Andre Fleury. Goaltending matchup tonight. Share the Jennings Trophy last year. The best team goals against in the NHL. Stevenson in his own end. Banks it around. Out of the reach of McNabb. DeHaan at the line along a wrist shot. Blocked down by Pietrangelo. And the Golden Knights look to get moving. Dadonov into the offensive end. Broken up. Kane the other way. Filters it in. And Alex Pietrangelo back to get it. He'll leave it off for Braden McNabb. Now Pietrangelo again. Evgeny Dadonov throws it in. Dadonov's had a lot of goals late this year. 7 of his 9 have come either in the final 5 minutes of a period or in overtime. Here's Howden with a backhand and a save, Fleury. Now Coughlin with a long drive. That's blocked in front. Howden trying to get there. Save, Fleury on Howden in tight. Hutton with a wrist shot. That's deflected wide. Now out in front. Howden couldn't handle the pass from Janmark. The best sustained pressure the Golden Knights have had in a while.
Oh, best chances they had getting to the front of that shot. A couple of chances off of that with the rebound. And Janmark said Howden just couldn't handle that pass right in front.
Brett Howden with a goal against his old team in the Rangers Thursday night. Doc snaps it up ahead. Entwistle deflects it in. He and Pietrangelo in a battle. Puck loose. Janmark one hand to behind the net. Pietrangelo up ahead for Karlsson. Under some heat from McCabe. Pietrangelo shovels to neutral ice. Now has it again. Zips it across to Shea Theodore. Over the blue line. Theodore with a wrist shot and a blocker save, Fleury. Smith plays it back. Pietrangelo with some room. Lays it off to Smith. Back to Pietrangelo out high. Riley Smith again lets it go. Save made by Fleury. And the rebound to Marchessault. Pietrangelo, Theodore, open out high, hit shot, and he missed the net. Marchessault. Now Theodore to Marchessault, and he'll keep it in right at the line. Whips it down low. Fleury made the save, couldn't squeeze it. Now he has it. McCabe lays it back into him, and he'll cover it up.
Now some better pressure from Vegas. It's a turnover by the Chicago. Good job by Janmark keeping that puck alive. Patrick sets up Howden for a little backhand pass. And then the shot from the point, bodies in front, little rebound. Howden trying to get that through, and then eventually gets a couple of attempts at it in front. Is trying to get the pass to Janmark, and shot goes off the pad of Fleury. Look at Brett Howden, who, well, Dave, you mentioned, scored again against his former team, the Rangers, last game. 4 goals on the year.
Now the Golden Knights have had offense from a lot of different sources lately. Our only goal tonight from Ben Hutton. Here's Stone trying to feed it in front, but deflected, and Fleury sweeps it away. Stone behind the net, and a shake loose from DeHaan to protect the puck. Works his way back up the boards. McNabb along a wrist shot, blocked down by Murphy. Had a stick lifted by Stevenson, but here's Taves to clear. Daniel Stevenson will turn it up ice. Lost it, and Murphy gets it back. Pass to Kubalik, he'll tip it in. Leonard jumping out to play it. And Robin Lehner riding a personal 6-game winning streak. His best run was 8 in a row as a member of the New York Islanders 3 years ago. The Golden Knights put an end to that 8-game run for him. Stevenson feeds it out in front. Now Mattias Janmark darting in, takes it in behind the net, but lost it as he tried to center it, and Kane banks it out. Pietrangelo to give chase. Around for Nick Waugh. Under a little bit of pressure, Kane gets it back. Now Strome trying to move it off to Kane. Sliding block by Pietrangelo, and then Kolasar blocked the second attempt by Strome. Kolasar works it. Alex Pietrangelo up the boards. Not much room over there. Kane across. Now to Strome. Here's McCabe into the middle. Borgstrom a shot out on the save. Leonard. First shot of the period for the Hawks. Henrik Borgstrom's had a couple of good opportunities tonight. Nick Wad center. Go Knights go, the chant of the fortress. The Golden Knights down 1. Still with a lot of time left. Leonard cutting it off. Stone up the wall. I'll check it. Marchessault now. Carlson racing in. 3-on-3. A shot! And Fleury got a piece of that. That got deflected. Pretty good chance for William Karlsson. Just over 6 minutes played in the third period. Number 71 down the wing. Tipped out of play by DeHaan. Fleury returning to the Fortress tonight. And he and the Blackhawks with a 2-1 lead in the third period.
Oh, special return from Fleury. Showed him arrive in the arena, and then a warm reception as he stepped onto the ice. And there's, after the presentation, and a look at his game. They got to him early, settled in after the 1-0 leads. The Golden Knights really didn't have much to stay in pressure. Some good chances. These ones coming here in this third period. A couple of saves on Brett Howden. There's a lot of signs in his support in this building, and remember what he did for this organization.
Brett Connolly gains a line. Now DeHaan will wrist it in wide of Robin Leonard. Our great stat man Ray LeBeff had some terrific notes on Marc-Andre Fleury earlier today. Fleury won his last 9 regular season starts with Vegas. Theodore with a wrist shot blocked wide. The most saves he ever had as a member of the Golden Knights in the first game in team history. 45 saves that night in Dallas. Pietrangelo inside his own end. Doc a little shaken up. Chicago slow to get to his feet. Here's Hutton. Has the only goal for Vegas so far. He'll chip it around the boards. Jones has it. Entwistle tips it out. Let's see, it's Janmark driving wide. Good play by McCabe to squeeze him off. And now Kurashev up but not out. Coughlin along Risteron, handled by Fleury. Entwistle banks it out. Coughlin back to get it ahead of Kurashev. Shots are 26-17 for the Golden Knights. Got 5 players in the corner trying to work this loose. Janmark up the boards. Murphy keeps it alive for the Hawks. Now Kubalik, a long shot, missed the net. And Patrick. Puck around the near side. And Connor Murphy pinching down. Feeds it in behind the net. Kurashev's pass deflected away. Kubalik has it now. Taves out top. DeHaan to Murphy. His shot blocked. That hit his own man, Kubalik, and that stung him. And he's hobbling. Unable to put a lot of weight on that lower body. Well, he really took the brunt of that shot from Murphy.
Yeah, his own player. It's tough to get out of those. Certainly not expecting him, and made his way back to the Chicago bench.
McNabb will work it loose for a White Cloud. And here's McNabb up the boards for Stevenson. Tripped to the puck by Strome. And Dadonov for Stone. Into the offensive end. Stone looking, and a shot deflected out of play. Pretty good look for Mark Stone, but the shot never got through to the net.
Yeah, Chicago's done a real good job with defensive sticks, knocking pucks out of play. Here's a look at that Murphy shot a little earlier. Lets it go, and it catches Kubalik right on the outside of the knee. And most of the padding's on the front. It's amazing how many times that puck can find an area where there isn't any as he's getting attended to back on the Blackhawks bench. But Kubalik 6 goals. You talk about his rookie campaign where he put up 30 a couple of years ago.
Off this draw, Pietrangelo lets it fly. That's deflected wide. Puck trickles out to neutral ice. If you're Kubalik there, do you just go to a happy place? Mentally?
You just try and hope the pain goes away. You stand up, don't stop moving. It's going to hurt after the game. You try to keep the adrenaline, keep it from hurting too much, and finish the game.
Theodore with a steal. Makes his way in deep, looking to center it. Blocked away by Murphy. And Murphy will shovel the puck up ahead of Carpenter. He has Kara with him on the rush. Carpenter, his shot, save Leonard. And he'll freeze it. Ryan Carpenter with a chance coming down the right side. And now this from Knockfee Injury Law.
Focus on the facts when picking a lawyer. Call Knockfee at 702-INJURED.
Well, you think of the game against Nashville, the Predators. Golden Knights had that late push, and what the Predators did really well was taking away that inside ice in their own end, and that's kind of what the strategy for Chicago has been. They've deflected a lot of pucks wide, taken away passes, anything they're trying to push inside that hash mark, they've been able to deflect away.
Look out on the Vegas bench. No one got away from Hutton, and everything looks to be okay. The Golden Knights have been on this run of 28 games in a row. They've scored at least 2. Limited to just 1 so far in this game. And the second highest scoring team in the NHL. Lead the league in third period goals scored. Hutton plays it up ahead. Marchessault into the offensive end. Doc takes it away from him around the boards. Hutton keeps it in. He'll rotate it around. Marchessault to the corner, looking, feeds it in front. Fleury got a stick on it. And Twistle the other way. And now McCabe softly sends it in. Hutton ahead of Kurashev to play it. And Marchessault starts it out. Turned it over to Taves, but Carlson pushed it away from him. Little past the halfway point of the third period of the Fortress. Dave Gosher, Shane Knighty, Ashley Weiss, great to have you with us on this Saturday night. Golden Knights down 1. Taves carries it around the boards. Murphy with a long wrist shot, blocked in front. And now Kubalik turns to the corner, cycles it for Alex DeBrincat. Now Kubalik a drive and a pad save Leonard. Patrick feeds it up ahead, didn't hit Howden nor Janmark, but Pietrangelo with a steal. Golden Knights have just had a hard time getting it in gear. Out of first gear, anyway. Stillman. Cut off by Patrick. And now Kane will take it back for the Hawks with Kurashev on the move. Kane into the zone, trying to feed to the Kurashev, but a little bit too far in front of him. And Pietrangelo to start it out. There's been only one power play in the game, belonged to Chicago. Stone shifting his way through. Lost it, gets it back. Ben Hutton, shot, and Strome deflects that out of play. 8.5 to go in the third of the Fortress. It's 2-1 Chicago. Game summary from T-Mobile. The Hawks with 2 goals in the second, offsetting the Ben Hutton goal in the first. Marc-Andre Fleury with 27 saves so far in this game. The Hawks looking for their first win since December the 15th. Had 4 games postponed heading into the holiday break. Then they've been outscored in 4 games since the break, 21-9.
Well, they've already made a commitment, and you know the team was going to come out and give a better performance here in front of Marc-Andre Fleury. His teammates certainly want to do what they can, and they've done a real good job inside. A lot of shots the Golden Knights have put towards the net, have not found their way through.
First trip for the Hawks to the Strip in 2 years and 30 days. Nadonov looked like he may get upended by McCabe, but no call. Theodore pass to Stevenson, didn't connect. This will be an icing on Chicago.
Well, Golden Knights yet to get a power play, and Nadonov certainly thought this might have been a trip, and well, The referee was right there. He thought it was all good. Stayed 5-on-5. It was a big power play goal against the Rangers by Jonathan Marchessault that really got them going.
You might have had an argument. 5 times in their history, the Golden Knights have gone without a power play in a game. Once this year, late October against Anaheim. Here at the Fortress. Here's Pietrangelo to Marchessault with a drive, and that's blocked in front. Carlson digging away, and Fleury with some help, able to hold tight.
I think that shot by Marchessault cut Riley Smith just off to the blocker side on Marc-Andre Fleury.
7:45 to play in the third. Carlson into the zone, and he missed the net. And Kane runs it out. Pietrangelo back to get it. Marchessault lead pass to Smith. Theodore jumping into the rush. Offside. One little extra move by Riley Smith at the blue line.
Well, a couple of chances. They had that point shot. As Connolly loses his stick, little give and go with Pietrangelo the shot, and you see Riley Smith going down at the side of the net. As that puck hit him, Carlson trying to get it. Fleury got his pad back at that time to the right post. And bodies everywhere.
Gahan behind the Hawks net. Snaps it around. Puck tipped out. And Dylan Coghlan back to get it. Lays it off for Ben Hutton. Under a little bit of heat. Kane in the middle. Couldn't get a shot away. Colasar's pass missed everybody en route. And an icing on the Golden Knights. Just over 7 minutes left. Golden Knights have been the best third period team in the league. And looking for a little bit more of that magic tonight.
Well, certainly hoping that can continue here. Down a goal. There's a little over 7 minutes remaining.
The Hawks team that had a players-only meeting after losing 2 nights ago in Arizona, 6-4. Kubalik a long drive, glove down by Leonard, and he will hold it. 7:04 to go. Robin Leonard and his team down by 1.
There's a look at Kubalik. He can really fire the puck, and that's a set play. Face-off win. He's going to rolls out high for the one-timer as the left winger.
Taves and Stevenson on this draw. Stevenson with a clean win to McNabb and around for Dadonov. He'll start it out. Pass into the middle, hit Kubalik. McNabb swings it in the Hawks territory. And now Jones forward to Brinket, and he'll deflect it in. White Cloud, he and Leonard may have got their signals crossed a bit. Look around the boards for Murphy. Gahan wristing it down the middle. Kubalik got a piece of that. Now Doc. Gahan fell down. Stone zips it up ahead to McNabb. His pass into the middle, got blocked away by Entwistle. Kurashev offside. On Chicago. Face off outside the Vegas end of the ice.
Well, some good sticks. That's an area where the Golden Knights, their passes a little bit quicker, a little bit cleaner last game against the Rangers. They were able to come through with a lot more speed. And Chicago, credit to them. They've slowed them down. They've broken up some plays and taken away from Vegas's game.
Second game of a 3-game swing on the road for the Hawks. Open in Arizona, Vegas tonight, Columbus to follow on Tuesday. Patrick will feed it behind the net for Howden, looking to center it by a blocked. Now Patrick centered it again, intended for Waugh. Jones and Patrick and Waugh all in the battle in deep. Jones able to feed it up ahead though, and Entwistle clears. Just under 6 minutes left. And the Golden Knights with another offensive zone draw.
Good example of what Chicago's doing really well is a couple of plays. Golden Knights trying to get it to the front of the net. First it's Howden, that play gets blocked by McCabe. Comes back the other way, trying to centering feed again. Out the other side, that time Jones in good position.
Pretty even on draws in this game. The Golden Knights have won 22. Hawks have won 20. Make it 23 now as Carlson wins it. But Marchessault's pass didn't get through to Pietrangelo, and the puck into the Chicago bench. Now the Golden Knights need one to tie it. Have some time left. 5:47 remaining.
He was the headliner coming in. Robin Lehner's held up his end in the Vegas goal tonight. Darren Millard to be joined by Derek Englund and Darren Elliott in the Findlay Automotive Group post-game show. Vegas scored early in that first period, but have been silenced ever since. Dave, Shane?
Darren, thanks so much. Golden Knights in search of the game-tying goal. 18,367. The attendance at the Fortress tonight. Third largest crowd of the season. See the return of Marc-Andre Fleury. The home team down one. Strome pass Jennifer Kane got blocked. Smith settles it down. His pass tipped away. All the speed and attacking in waves that we saw a couple of nights back for the Golden Knights been much more difficult to come by in this game. DeBrincat, he'll snap it in, but that went into the Vegas bench area. 5:12 remaining in the third period.
Well, it's a lot of the passes just through the neutral zone in all areas of the game. Chicago's done a great job just breaking up plays, not allowing Vegas to get to their game, to establish it. And it's been a real gutsy effort by this Blackhawks team, playing in front of Marc-Andre Fleury and his return. So not only that, but just taking away the inside, that area right in front of them.
Kara will take the draw against Stevenson. Coughlin up the boards, held in by Connolly. Now wrist shot from the left side from Carpenter, and Leonard holds for the draw. And I wonder, Shane, Marc-Andre Fleury, we saw the emotional return for him here tonight. He went through this in Pittsburgh, right, in year one, and I don't know.
That experience with it.
Did it make it easier maybe for him tonight?
I think it would have. Yeah. He spent a lot more time in Pittsburgh, and that return, we were part of that, and that was just as emotional as this. And it's an early goal, but he's found his way back, and I think maybe the team rallied in front of him.
Battle for it in the neutral zone. Just under 5 to go in the third now. Connolly into the offensive end. Carpenter plays it around. There's Kara. He'll swing it down a little bit further. Carpenter and Hutton in deep. And Carpenter plays it up to the point. DeHaan, a good job to keep that in and lob it high off the back glass. Stevenson now, and Dodonoff will start it out. Stone all tied up with Taves. Stevenson has it. Dodonoff dashing in, pulls up. Stone with a chance, and he missed the net. A great chance for Mark Stone from the slot. Dodonoff. He'll feed it. Stevenson keeps it moving. And now Jones up the boards. DeBrincat tips it out. He collided with Dodonoff. Stone has it now. Feeds it in the middle. Shea Theodore on a jump off his stick. Dominic Kubalik the other way for the Hawks. Feeds it out in front and over the stick of DeBrincat. Taves lets it fly, and that missed. And it kicks around the boards and out. Puck loose along the wall for Theodore. Into the Hawks' end. They'll feed it towards the net. And that deflected high to the boards. Pietrangelo. Clock ticking down to 3.5 left. Doc. Now Murphy. And Kubalik tips it to center ice. Kurashev breaking with Doc, but in a little trouble handling that puck. Kurashev in deep, lifting the stick of Pietrangelo. Janmark there too. Kurashev curls up. Golisar and Doc. Kurashev will funnel it in a little further. Golisar with a high lob. Up ice. Doc the other way. into the Vegas set. Now along the wall, Borgstrom for Jones. Smith along the wing. Now Borgstrom gets it back. Pass out in front, blocked by Coghlan. Marchessault feeds it out. Karlsson on the bouncing puck. 2:25 remaining and offside. Marchessault couldn't get himself back onside as Hutton gained the line.
Well, the best chance they had, Mark Stone, as Dodonov's going to break in. Does a good job pulling up and find Stone prime area right above the hash marks. And his shot just going to be high off the mark, looking to go glove side. Well, Golden Knights, clock running down on them. I'm sure try and get this in the offensive zone. They'll look to get Leonard to the bench.
Off this face-off. Coghlan back to get it. The Golden Knights and their opponent have not had a goalless third period this year. Vegas would love to keep that going, but an offside. Continue to be out of sync, trying to get on the attack.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Out of sync and slows them down, or trying to hold that line. Just not able to attack with that same pace. And there's a look this season, in the last 5 minutes of third period. We're going to need a little bit more of that magic.
And that man, Dodonov's had a lot of those goals, right? 7 of his 9 have come the final 5 minutes of a period or in overtime. Pietrangelo to get it. And now Theodore deep in his own end. Dodonov racing up ice. There goes Leonard to the bench. 6 skaters on the ice for Vegas. Golden Knights haven't landed a shot in the last 6 minutes. Dodonov feeds it around to Pietrangelo. Golden Knights have scored 5 goals this year in a 6-on-5 opportunity. Theodore straight away. Now Pietrangelo holding. And Stone for Dodonov. Well, a lot of time to work with. 1:20. Stone behind the net. Feeds it back to Dodonov again. Pass out in front. Patrick was there. Theodore keeps it in. Pietrangelo holding. And Mark Stone, couple of steps in. Feeds it across to Dodonov. And Fleury made the stop. What a chance for Dodonov from the far side. Final minute of the third period. 2-1 Hawks. And Stone with it. Now Pietrangelo with a wrist shot, blocked. And Kubalik flips it. The Brinkett bats it out. The best chance so far during the extra attacker, Dodonov. Murphy. This will be icing. 32.8 to go.
Now Fleury with a big save as Dodonov, the best chance off the feed from Stone. And we've seen that, his movement side to side, he goes low and then he lifts up. And Dodonov maybe didn't elevate that puck as much as he wanted.
Face off between Karlsson and Doc. Golden Knights control on Theodore, lets it fly, and Fleury made the save. And the puck back into the Vegas end for Pietrangelo. Icing. Marchessault couldn't tip that. Now the Golden Knights now with a draw on their own end. Leonard's going to have to get back into the net for the time being.
Yeah, Golden Knights didn't use their timeout, maybe trying to take advantage. It was an icing on a tired Chicago group, but now they've only got 21 seconds to move this puck all the way from their end.
The puck drops, and Doc will feather one to the corner. Now Kara content to kill some time. Pietrangelo, the Golden Knights trying to gain control. They're going to have to hurry. Puck trickles towards Leonard. Kara got taken down. Puck loose on the boards. Carpenter flings it on net. Leonard angles it to the corner, but that's it. It's a 2-1 win for the Hawks. in Marc-Andre Fleury's return to Vegas. He picks up career win number 502. And the Hawks get just their second win all time in 10 tries against the Golden Knights.
Well, credit to Chicago Blackhawks, their team, the way they were able to defend, slow down the Golden Knights, not allow them really to get to their game. And Fleury with a couple of key saves, one late on Dadonov is in his return, an emotional return, a big win for Marc-Andre Fleury and the Chicago Blackhawks.
Ends a run of 28 games in a row. The Golden Knights had scored at least 2. Our game changer of the night brought to you by Comprehensive Cancer Centers.
We'll give it to Marc-Andre Fleury, a 30-save performance as he helps lead the Chicago Blackhawks to the 2-1 victory over the Golden Knights. And for him and his team, after giving up 9 goals in his last 2 starts, just 1 tonight. Vegas had a couple of chances. The best one right there, Dadonov late. Said the amount of shots that Chicago was able to block and turn away as a defensive group in front was a good performance.
Well, Marc-Andre Fleury saluting the crowd here at the Fortress. Can't imagine the emotions flowing through him over the last couple of days as he returns to T-Mobile Arena, the face of this franchise for the first 4 years. Shane, and for the Golden Knights, they fall short in this game. A tough one to swallow. A Hawks team that's really struggled a good portion of the season. They have a 6-game losing streak come to an end tonight, and unfortunately for Vegas, coming off such a good game against the Rangers and could not replicate that tonight.
Well, you have to have a little concern for the consistency. You think of the games we've watched them play. The Nashville game, you know, they had a great push back. Didn't like it, didn't like to compete, come out, real solid game against the Rangers, got going in the second period. And then tonight it's, you know, you can't do this step back, step forward, step back. And I think, you know, they've got to look at consistency, especially this homestand. This is a team you need the 2 points from. They needed to elevate their game. They needed to take a step forward from the Rangers, not one back. And, you know, tonight it does sting because these are points you need. These are points you want to bank, and they're trying to establish and take advantage of this homestand, which they've yet to do.
Well, the Golden Knights now 2 up, 2 down, and an overtime loss through the first 5 games here of this homestand at T-Mobile Arena. The Hawks win it tonight. 2-1 the final as we send it back upstairs. Here's Darren.
So much anticipation, guys, surrounding this game. Marc-Andre Fleury comes back in and records his 502nd victory. Coming up on the Findlay Automotive Group post-game show, Darren Elliott and Derek Englund break down how a solid first period translated into a Chicago Blackhawk performance that took control in the final 40 minutes, plus Ashley Weiss with player interviews. We'll talk to you after this.